Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vijay and we will be continuing to learn Python with our Python Mastery series. So in the previous video, we started to learn how we can store the collection of data with the help of list. So today we are going to learn about tuple, set and dictionary. So let's understand why we need different type of data types to store the collection. Already we have list and that is very efficient. And what is the need of that one? So let me give you an example. Let's say we have some data that we want that should not change, like the working days we have. It should remain constant from Monday to Friday. It should not change. So once it is created, it should hold that value. Now, there is some data that should not contain duplicates. Let's say we have a credit card, sorry, payment method. So it has credit card, cash, or we can say UPI, that three options. So it should not have any repetitive option or duplicate option in under that. So for that, we need a separate data type with this kind of property. Then we can also have some of the data type where we can access it with the help of some key like index rather than index we can help with the help of some, I would say, key we can access like customer ID or something. Let's say we can have the room number, something table number. This all are kind of the keys that through which we can should be able to access. So for this we require different data types. So today we will study all of this and how Python developer we can solve this kind of situations with the right use of the correct data type. Okay, so let's go to the Blackboard and let's jump it here. So Python has tuple, set, and we have dictionary that we will be studying together one by one. Okay, so what is tuple and where it is used? So it is very simple. Whenever you want to store any data in an ordered format, but it should not be changed. Okay, it should remain constant. Okay, and it has property of allow duplicates. Okay, and it is also immutable. I would say rather than constant, immutable is a suitable word. You remember we discussed at the Python discussion that sorry, at the list discussion, list is a mutable entity, but tuple is immutable like strings. So we cannot change the value inside the tuple. Okay, now talking about set, where we will use the set. It, we will use it majorly where we don't require any duplicate values. Okay, I will make it little larger. Okay, then it is unordered. It does not have the index or anything like that, so it is unordered. Then we have dictionary. I'm writing the properties of each of them. We will study each of the data type in more depth while implementation. Okay, so we store with a key value. So we can access the value not with the index but a key. Okay, let's say example. I have name Vijay. Okay, so in order to access the name, I can use the key. Okay, then we have this as fast lookup. Because we are accessing through the key, it will be a fast lookup. So wherever we require this kind of implementation, so revising it, tuple, wherever we need data to be immutable, we don't allow the developer to change it further or any user to change it further. We will be using tuple. Anywhere we require no duplicates, we will use set. Dictionary, wherever we require a key value pair kind of thing, where we can access the data with the help of key. Okay, so these are the different collection data types along with the list. List we already studied. Now let's jump to the implementation of this one. So first we will create the tuple. So let's say I create the working days, and remember we have that let's actually have that brackets also in the notes. So remember list has a square brackets, and here tuple will have a round parenthesis. Okay, so set will have mm, set will have curly braces, and dictionary also will have curly brackets but with a key value pair so that both can be differentiated. So it also will have this one but with key and colon value. So the differentiation is very easy. Now let's jump to the code part. So let's say I'm creating a working day tuple. So Monday, then comma, Tuesday, comma, Wednesday, Thursday, okay. Then I have last working day as Friday. Happy Friday. Okay. So this is the tuple that we created. Now we have print working days. Okay. So if I print this, select the kernel and try to run it. Okay. You can see it is printed. Now if I check the type of this one, it should be tuple. Okay. You can see here it's tuple. If I have to access any element, it is possible working similar way the indexing we saw in the list, same concept of indexing. Let's say the first element I want to access, 0th index, Monday. Okay. If I have to go for the last one, simple, -1 should be Friday. Let me do a print so that it prints both the value together. Print. Okay. So you can see the first and the last that we can do with the help of indexing that we did. Okay. Now we saw that tuple is mainly used where we require a immutability property with the collection data type. So let's try to change the value like we did in the list. Similar way, we will try to change the 0th day to, let's say, Sunday. I am trying to change. You can see like the string, it will say this does not support the item assignment. We saw the same behavior in the string too. So we cannot change anything. That's why we do not have any add or remove method for the tuples like we had in the list, like insert, append, all that methods, because we cannot manipulate. Once it is created, it will remain the same. Okay, so that's all for tuple. Now let's start for set. Now let's say we want to create a payment method set. So curly braces, okay, and we have, let's say, cash, we have UPI, we have a credit card. Okay, let's say somebody added twice or thrice the cash. Okay, here I have cash repeated twice, UPI also repeated multiple times. So here there is no logic of having the duplicate data because we want each payment method should be only once. Either if we are going for the cash, it should be displayed only once in the payment menu. Okay, so if I try to print this, payment method, all the duplicates Python itself will wipe out. Here you can see cash, it is repeated twice, but it is displayed only once. UPI, it is multiple times, it is displayed only once. So it is the collection of unique values. Wherever we require such property, we will use this set properties, okay, data type. Also in the tuple we saw this, that it is ordered by index. We can access the exact element, but set is non-ordered, so it can give you random, so never rely on the index of the set. Okay, now let's try to add the value in the set. So if I want to add, let's say, another type, what we can say, cash, UPI, credit card, and wallet also we can give an option. Okay, and if I after that print the payment, payment method, now you can see we have wallet also as our payment method. Let's say we want to remove uh, a payment method. We are no longer supporting the cash methods. Okay, so I will use the remove, and we want to remove the cache. Okay, and then we will print the payment method output. So you can see cache is removed now. So this is how we can operate on the set data type. It does not support any duplicates. We can add with the dot add method. With remove dot remove we can remove that thing. So this is how the set operates. Now coming to the dictionaries. So how we can create a dictionary? Let's say I want to create a customer detail dictionary. So again curly braces, but this time we will have a name value pair, a key value, sorry, not name, key value pair. So I will have an ID for a customer 101. Then I will have a name that will be, let's say, Rahul. Then I will have his city. And remember, key cannot be duplicate for any dictionary. Value can be repeated, but key cannot be repeated. It should be unique keys. Okay, that should be, sorry, city should be Pune, let's say, and we have bill, bill, that is, let's say, 500. Okay, and I have created this dictionary. So key colon value, this is the format for the dictionary. Print customer. Here you can see now it is printed. Let's say I want to access this dictionary elements. How it is possible? So customer, instead of index in the square brackets, I will enter the key name. Here let's say I want to access the city of the customer. So simply print city. So you can see Pune. If I change it to the bill, it will print 500. So whatever I want to access, it is easily accessible. Also, it is mutable, so we can change the values too. So let's say I change it to customer bill from 500 to 700, and then print customer. So you can see now the bill is 700. So in this way we can update the values also directly, assigning it to the whatever key it is for that we can change. Then we want to add a new key value to this dictionary. Let's say I want to add a payment method. So customer, simply like assigning the values, we can here have payment, and let's say the method is UPI. Okay, and if I print the customer, you can see here the payment method is added. So this is how the different operations of dictionaries are performed. So till now we have seen how tuples are created, checking the data type of tuple. Then we saw how we can access the tuple. We also confirmed that tuples are immutable. We cannot assign any or change any value of the tuple. Then we have the payment method. Here on that we saw how we can use the set to remove the duplicates under that, and then we added and removed different items in the set. With the help of a dictionary, we were able to access the values with the help of key. Okay, and now let's start with our mini project for this video. Okay, so what are going to create, we are going to create now code cafe customer database. We are going to create, okay, database. Let me write it full. Okay, so we will print first our code cafe message. Okay, and we will have the details of customer. Mhm. We will store as a dictionary. Okay, first is id that we will give manually. Then we have customer. Rather than, we already have a dictionary with customer, so we can directly give a name. Okay, and then we can take an input from user, enter name. Okay, and convert it to title keys. Okay, then we have food. Okay, that food we can take an input again and enter food item. Okay, that also we can make title keys. What else we can add? We can have the payment. Yeah, payment is pending. We can add the payment. Okay, and for that also we will take the enter payment method. Okay, now this we will cover to uppercase. Okay, so this will help us to create a dictionary. Now we will have the working days. Working days we can have as tuple, not as a set. We will copy that from here itself. We already created that. Okay, because we do not want anyone to modify once it is created. Then we can have offers. So what kind of offers? We can have a free coffee. Okay, we want it, uh, let's say 10% discount. We do not want the offers to be duplicates under the main category. Okay, then we can have another as, mm, what we can allow, free meal. Okay, and then let's say somebody entered a duplicate of free coffee also. Okay, now let's say we have the printing of customer details. Okay, so first we will print the dictionary. Okay, then we will print the working days. I'm keeping a blank print statement in between, so to create a space between different categories. Okay, we have working days, then we will print the offers. Okay, print offers. Let me see if we have covered everything. Okay, here we are collecting the details of the customer. We are having the working days. We have offers. Okay, one thing I think here we should print uh, working days, and then will give us an hint that these are the working days, and then print here offers. Okay, and we should remove this print statement actually. Okay, I guess now everything looks fine. So let's run this. It is asking for my name, Vijay. It gave an error. Let's see that. Here we have title. We forgot the E. Let's run it again. It's Vijay. Enter the food item. Food item we have pizza. What we have the payment method. We have payment method as uh, we can have as cash. Okay. Okay. You can see now kind of small database kind of structure we have created where we have ID, then 101 name Vijay, food, pizza, payment, cash. So in case let's say tomorrow we want to process on this data, it is very easy. What is the customer payment method? So if I have to check that, it will be payment, and it will easily display me that it is cash. Okay, and in a very formatted way we have stored that data. What are the working days? It is printed. Offers, you see here, free meal, 10% discount, free coffee, even though we entered twice the offers. So in case if somebody is trying to again add the same offer twice, it won't applicable because set has a property of non-duplicate. So, sorry. So this is the thing that we understood with this mini project. So let's now recap whatever we have learned. We have learned what the different collection data type apart from the list, tuple, set, and dictionary. Every data type has its own properties. Like we have ordered, immutable, and duplicates are allowed for tuple. Set has non-duplicate property, and it is unordered. Dictionary has a key value structure, so it will be very useful whenever we want a fast lookup. And the structure for the dictionary will be curly braces inside that key colon value, and key cannot be duplicate. Okay, and then on the code side we implemented all the methods like how we can access the tuple. We check the mutability of the tuple. We also validated that set does not allow any duplicates, how we can add or remove the values in the set. Then in the dictionary we saw how we can create a dictionary, and then that dictionary we tried to access the elements with the help of the key. Then we created a mini project to create a small database kind of thing with the help of dictionary. Okay, so let me jump back here. Okay, so in this video we saw different data types related to the collection. till this point we were focusing on the foundation part, how to store a data. That was our main goal. But let's say from the further videos we will be focusing on whatever data we are storing, how we can process that data, or how we can make it like intelligent system through the programming. Let's say we stored in the last mini project we stored different offers. So how Python will know that does a customer is eligible for an offer or not. uh, let's say we store the working days. So is that working days uh, are working properly? Let's say how I can explain with the working days example. Let me think. Okay, for working days, let's say is Sunday a working day or not? So how we can check that tuple? All that thing we will be learning in the further videos for decision making, and then going forward we will have loops to repeat the task. Anything if you want to repeat multiple times, we should write once and repeat many times. That concept also we will be seeing in the further videos. So this is all for this video. If you are liking this series, please like, share and subscribe, and thank you and happy coding.